Hello everyone and welcome to another Starcraft 2 replay. This is going to be game 2 from that tournament finals, and we're going to be going over the builds for my 2 racks versus Protoss and the little changes I made of late. I actually changed the build a lot, and it ends up, as I was fixing it and making it cleaner, it actually ended up looking exactly like it did before, only cutting out the concussive shell. Anyways, this is a timing attack versus a Protoss opponent. It's designed to go against a standard fast expand. Looks like he doesn't want any more Ravens, as I did to him last game. Yeah, and the idea is to force out the overcharge and then to align your stim timing for when the overcharge finishes, so you can return with an SCV pull and stim and take down his expansion. So the build is Depot and then Barracks, gas with your 14th SCV, because you don't need the gas as soon as possible. Then a Marine. Usually the Orbital on 17, looks like I went for one more SCV, so Orbital on 18 I guess. As soon as that first Marine pops, you're going to build a reactor and a supply depot. With this first Marine, I like to go looking for proxy cheese. Without Protoss skip their Zealot all the time, you can actually come right to his base and usually get a probe kill, trade the Marine for a probe, get a little bit of scouting. That's pretty good too. It does make your army one Marine smaller though, which actually can be important since this is like a timing push that happens pretty early in the game where one unit can make a difference. When that supply depot finishes, you can build the second one. And as soon as these add-ons are done, double Marine and Marauder. And so it's Tech Lab on the second barracks as soon as the second barracks is done. For your next set of gas, we're going to get the second Marauder, and then after the second Marauder, we're going to start Stim. While building constant SCVs and constant Marines from the reactor barracks. Now it looks like I actually just missed that pylon. It's too bad. I was there, I just didn't see it in time. So there's the Stim, started at around, looks like around 4:45. Once your second Marauder is popped, we are going to be pushing across the map with this little initial set of units. So there we go, and we push out. At the same time, I'm sending an SCV outside of his base to make a factory outside of his base. We're going to throw down Engineering Bay. This I'm on the fence about. I've been cutting this out recently. Rather than taking my second gas, what I'll do is I'll just keep making supply depots, keep making production, and just survive on one gas for even longer, and get a blind missile turret actually after the Engineering Bay. The advantage of that is it makes my attack even stronger because I'm never cutting production. So it ensures I'll take out the Expo even more so. The advantage of taking this gas now is my follow-up will be stronger, as it'll allow me to get a lot of different tech options, like a fast ghost, medevacs, combat shield, +1, things like that. Anyway, so now we're coming across the map. And this is going to be a little atypical. I think we won't actually see that timing I normally do because his mothership core is out of position, so I'm actually preventing him from using the overcharge. And I think that'll allow me to take down his Nexus. In fact, I was even able to pick off the mothership core. Anytime you see the mothership core out of position, when you're poking out with this initial set of units, your Marines and 2 Marauders, pull SCVs immediately, because if the mothership core is out of position, it guarantees you can take down his Nexus. Like for instance, sometimes Protoss scouts with the mothership core, so if you see it in your main base, just pull SCVs immediately. You only need like 5, just enough to buffer some gateway units. And after I take down the expansion, I always transition into containment. That way you never have to worry about him reestablishing this base and then getting it complete with like a 200 energy mothership core that can overcharge 3 times in a row. So this was the factory proxy. It's dual purpose. One, I can kind of like just send and try to sneak a Widow Mine into his base, but it's also a good scout. I can be building the starport at home and float this around his base to see what I'm up against, you know, like Warp Prism play or Colossus, like whatever his tech of choice is to get out of here. So it looks like he went for fast Colossus tech, or fast Storm tech, I mean. And he's actually going to be able to break out, which is kind of unfortunate. I hate when the Widow Mine shoots at a gas probe and kills nothing. So Warp Prison coming out to attack. I'm moving my forces back home. I should have some sort of spotter here, though, to know when he expands next. I guess I'm using my factory for that. Just wanted to get an idea of what I was up against first. Ouch. That was a little painful. So I do see this expanded, and the idea is to attack him as soon as you see the expansion go down. So it takes about 2 minutes to complete the expansion. Minute and a half, but it only takes you about 45 seconds to cross the map, so you can usually get here before it completes. And if you get here before it completes, you can kill it before it has overcharge. Actually, with what was left in that bunker, I killed a lot of units, which we missed. I do catch sight of the Warp Prism crossing the map, so I'm able to detour my Viking. Oh, it's actually empty. I was hoping there'd be Templar in it, because I did snipe it, I believe. Yes, okay. Just picking off a couple of Templar. Looks like he's going into Colossus, but I think at this point I was way too far ahead of him, so I just feel safe to even drop on top of Zealots, you know. And I believe this is going to be GG any second now. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we did not get to see the timing attack because his mothership core is out of position. I was able to kill the Nexus immediately. But the typical route is you force the overcharge, you pull back, you come back with stim and an SCV pull and finish it off. I don't remember the third game of this series, but we'll hop right into it. And hopefully we actually get to see how that timing works. And we get to go over the build order one more time. So I usually keep this map thumbs down on the ladder, but it was loser's choice, so he chose we're playing on Frost. So a little bit more difficult to find where he's located, and possibly a lot further rush distance. So again, depot barracks. I like to put the barracks flush against the command center just to make it harder for probes to harass. 14th SCV makes gas. And then next barracks, 1 marine, then reactor, supply depot. On 17 we make the orbital. I guess the orbital is before the reactor and supply depot. Tech lab on that barracks, and then marine and marauder production. Since it's a 4-player map, I used my first marine rather than to scout for proxy just to find my opponent's base. And I actually found it, and I picked off a probe, which is nice. 2 marauders, and then your next set of gas is going to be able to stim. With your second Marauder, we're going to be pushing out. Pushing out, pushing out. Come on. There we go. And this is just to force the overcharge. As we're pushing out, we're going to go Engineering Bay, Supply Depot, and Factory. I think I sent out an SCV to proxy the factory, and then I think I chose not to do that. I don't remember. Okay, so we can get to the timing attack. He actually canceled the Nexus, which is an odd choice. Oh, this could be a fast game. He built a cannon. He doesn't have a mothership core. Wow, insanely fast Templar. What is that about? Alright, strange build order. Alright, so these games were terrible choices to do my 2x build tutorial because we don't actually even get to see the timing attack. So I did have a spotter here. I saw that he was expanding, and when I saw that he was expanding again, I pulled the SCVs. And pretty easy hold. In best of series, people do make really weird choices. When people lose with a build they're good at, they feel like they have to try something different, or even if they win at a build they're good at, they feel like they have to vary up their play, or like they try to metagame your opponent. It causes them like for some really weird choices and things that they would never do on the ladder and probably should never do. I actually did proxy the factory. I was thinking of something else, maybe a different series. He did cast a Psystorm on me, so since I was pushing out to his base, I built a turret and a bunker, because with Psystorm it means he minimum has a Twilight Council, so you never know if he'll add in DT tech as well. Yeah, so terrible build tutorial, but that is the end of the tournament series that I was showing. So that was a best of 5, which ended 3-0. And I won this little community tournament after that. I think that actually qualifies me for a tournament that actually has a $100 prize pool. So any tournament with a $100 prize pool will probably have some good opponents in it. So hopefully we'll get the chance to play like a Grandmaster or something cool like that, and I'll be posting that game if it ever happens. But with that, we will call it the end of this video, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Check the description for a thumbs up link. Hit that follow button, and goodbye.